And good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you here to Martinsville Speedway. ButtKicker 100 here tonight, brought to you by ButtKicker. And so we're going to see some great racing here. 2 minutes, about a minute and 30 left. And reason we did not go into a little bit earlier was because we only have 9 cars out here tonight, but it's still going to be crazy. I say 9 cars. You got to think, we got 8 cars racing to get in the Final Four tonight. Guess what? All other drivers besides the Bourgeois all racing to get in. Ronnie Shirk has to win to get in. So, Chris, they're not going to have to worry about lapped cars. This is kind of, I think it's going to kind of be like an IROC race, or something like along those lines. It's going to be very good. I think Chris is having a little bit of difficulty again with his mic. For some reason, these past 2 nights when we have went live on broadcast, his mic has stopped working on the capture on whatever end he's using, OBS, I think. So let him get that fixed, and we'll get the points to you here in just a moment. It won't be hard to go through the grid and everything. And we'll be right here with you all night for 200 laps of awesomeness in Martinsville. Like I said, it's going to kind of be like a late model feature. You're going to be going like you're going to your local short track here. Everybody's in the championship racing for it. Oh, this is going to be insane. I was sitting there thinking about it before the race. Me and Chris were talking like, 9 cars, man. This might be a little hard to call or a little hard to, do whatever. And then it hit me as we were coming in. I looked at who all was in here, and I thought, man, only Le Bourgeois is the guy that's not in here. And yes, Chris, I can't hear you.
Okay, I think I got it fixed now. Yes, there we go. Oh my goodness, I had them all kinds of screwed up. We'll get the points going here in just 1 second as everything looks like qualifying is over. Do apologize, like we said, having a little bit of technical difficulties in my OBS. For some reason, it keeps switching back, keeps switching my headset stuff, but looks like all the cars are getting ready to qualify or get ready to grid right now. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get through that, and then I'll get your points pulled up as soon as we're done with that grid.
Yes, sir. Well, it looks like we do have 9 cars taken to the grid tonight. It should be all 9 taken to the grid. Like we said, everyone here is racing to get in besides that 83 of Chris LeBourgeois. But we're going to go ahead and get through your grid here tonight, which looks like we're still waiting on Jason, actually. We'll wait here just a second, see if he loads in fairly soon. We know some of these guys are probably changing up the steering ratios if they change steering ratios or whatever, and qualifying. I don't really think you do that here at Martinsville too much, but
brake bias, you have to set up brake bias and stuff.
Yeah, you do have to do that. You're right. Well, we're just waiting here 1 moment for our pole sitter to get gridded up, and then we'll get you through your qualifying grid. Chris, if you want to go ahead and start talking some points for a second. Actually, let's see. I think Jason's probably about to spawn here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and run it through. Jason is your points leader, you see, with 7 wins. He's got a comfortable lead between him and Nate Mowrer, but Nate Mowrer is on those heels. So if Nate Mowrer can have a good race here tonight, then that could really set him up. Bryce Hunter's in 3rd, Robert Richards 4th. Brandon Zimmerman moved his way up into that 5th position. He was currently 7th last week. Ronnie Shirk in 6th. He dropped back after missing last week's race. Tyler Johnson in 7th, and then Christopher Pendell in that 8th position. Like you were saying, Ronnie Shirk has to win to get in. He has to do that.
Yeah, and Chris, the reason we're not seeing so many cars here tonight, unfortunately, the iRacing economy has taken a toll. We've only been able to get 9 haulers here tonight due to the inflation of the iRacing gas prices. We got to get talking to the devs and tell them, look, we got to get that down. This is crazy because we only got 9 race cars on the track tonight. A lot of our smaller chartered teams weren't able to make it, sadly, because of just not having that much money. Jason Collins going to sit on pole. Nate Mowrer going to be on that outside pole. Chris LeBourgeois going to start 3rd here tonight with Bryce Hunter in 4th. LeBourgeois, the odd man out, not racing for a championship. Robert Richards going to be starting P5, Ronnie Shirk P6, Brett Nilsson P7, Tyler Johnson P8, and it looks like Brandon Zimmerman actually isn't starting here at the moment. So that is going to be your 8 cars.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like the pace lights are off.
Doesn't look like Brandon Zimmerman got into the grid.
The economy's in shambles in the iRacing world, man. But we got to get. Hopefully, hopefully we'll see some more cars here in the next season. We know we got a lot of guys that had some real life stuff come up. Xfinity Series especially was already a very small field in its first season. We know the Truck Series was a little bit like that last year, Chris. We didn't see as many trucks, towards the later end of the season. But this year, we've kept a good solid 20 trucks, all season. So that's good to see as our pole sitter, Jason Collins and Nate Mowrer, the two guys who got a little bit of rivalry going here through these rounds. They're going to go to the green flag here, and that 3 machine going to fire off a nice new livery on that Jason Collins machine here for the round of 8 tonight, and they're going to roll it off into turn 1 and 2. And like I was telling Chris before we got to the race, there's no lap cars. There's none of that. These are 8 championship drivers going out here to race all for each other's glory. Besides Brandon Zimmerman, who doesn't look like he was able to get in. But Le Bourgeois, he's the odd man out. Other than that, every single guy in the field right now racing for that championship, they've just got to worry about each other. This is going to be some hard racing, I think, once they get to that 150-lap area. I don't think they're going to be racing each other too hard here.
Ronnie Shirk all over the back bumper there, Bryce Hunter. Man, you know Hunter's probably looking up in that rearview mirror right now, but the fastest lap under race trim, whew, words getting confusing here, for Jason Collins, 20.25. So look at that. It already starting to put a little bit of separation between them and that third place position. But Nate Mowrer, like we were saying, on the hills on him in points, on the hills on him in racing. This has pretty much been a Jason Collins, Nate Mowrer Xfinity season. You know, they've been the racers. You know, we've had a couple of winners, you know, outside of them, them two. But, you know, honestly, the on-track rivalry between the 971 and that 3 machine is real. And Nate Mowrer just set the fastest lap last time by. So let's see if they can step it up here. Doesn't look like, actually, Bryce Hunter set the fastest lap that time by with a 20. Actually, take that back, Tyler Johnson. It keeps changing. So we've got a lot of drivers moving a lot faster on that track. We'll see if Le Bourgeois here and that 5 of Tyler Johnson is going to be able to work it inside. Tyler Johnson is pretty much on that same bubble as Ronnie Shirk right now. He has to have a win to be able to get in next week. So, you know, it's really one of those things where a lot of these drivers got a lot on the line. But right now you're seeing, you know, this is pretty much just like going to your local short track, watching one of the you know, the little specials they got going on where you got 10, 12 cars out there on the track. You know, got 8 cars out on the track right now. It's just like that.
I was saying it was like IROC or SRX earlier, man. You know, it's just, we got our championship runners out there, and they're all duking it out now. You know, if you ever wanted a race where you just got to race the guys you're only racing without having to, you know, wear their lap cars, this is every championship runner's dream right here. They just got to worry about the guys they really got to beat tonight.
Yeah, so it really comes down to who is in front of each other. You know, that's really what it is. You know, look at this, Josh. Nate Mowrer driving up on that back bumper. We saw, Tyler Johnson, Ronnie Shirk around. Looks like Chris LeBourgeois also getting into it. It looks like Ronnie Shirk just teleported back to pits. Oh, no. And it looks like
just disconnected.
That hauler just disappeared. I think Ronnie Shirk said, all right, man, I'm out. So we'll see what happened here. Oh, you see Ronnie Shirk just get all the way up the track. Oh, and then Brett Nilsson also getting into it.
I don't get that. I don't understand how that's Tyler's fault at all. I mean, what is he supposed to do there?
Well, you see a little heat.
Bourgeois is just a part of it for no reason. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Well, we saw the first caution here tonight come out only a few laps into it. So right now we've got the championship points positions really starting to shake up now. You saw Ronnie Shirk just get into an accident there and then get a little bit of a heated exchange there with Tyler Johnson. And also looking like Chris LeBourgeois was caught up in that, as well as that 8 of Brett Nilsson. So it's going to hurt a couple of race cars here. But at a track
have like 4 cars, man.
Yeah, but, you know, at a track like Martinsville, you know, it's really comes down to RPMs. If you can keep up your RPMs, then that's what matters. All right, well, while we're under caution, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to an L&S Custom side-by-side. You won't miss any of the action, and we'll be right back with you. it looks like the green flag is back out. I was actually
Oh, goodness.
I was looking at the other screen, and I looked back up, and I saw that Jason started going, so the green flag back out. Saw
I
a
do
couple.
apologize about that.
Yeah, just happened to look up and noticed it. Man, that happened pretty quick. I looked up, the pace lights were on. I forget it's Martinsville, though. Everything just goes by so quick.
Yeah, for real.
All right, it looks like Jason, though, getting off to a little bit of a good jump there. Robert Richards, though. Whoa, Nate Mowrer almost getting up into that wall.
At this point, if I'm just one of these boy spotters, I'm just telling them, keep the car under control, man. Just keep your nose clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you've
one of
got
those.
not a lot of race cars out there to deal with. And if you make a boneheaded mistake and, shoot your own self on the foot, it's just going to come back to hurt even more when you review the tape and realize, man, there's 6 guys out there I was racing against.
Bryce Hunter getting on the brakes just a little bit there. You saw him getting a little fishtaily going in there to that corner. I see Todd Markell saying, cruising around watching some iRacing. I like the broadcast. Hey, man, really do appreciate it. Yeah, we're currently not, we do call Bluegrass on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, so we would not be able to accommodate you on that, but we do thank you for coming over here and checking out this, like we said, just a small field here tonight, mainly just the championship drivers, small field for the Xfinity League, but again, we do appreciate it. You can always come and check out the streams on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Same time, 9 o'clock. If you just feel like hanging out. Whoa, Bryce Hunter there.
Bryce Hunter up the track.
Big move up the track. We saw that. What looked like pretty much happened with Ronnie Shirk just then. It looks like the 9 was able to get it under control. The 971, though, whoa, look at that. Robert Richards getting a little up the track. Last night in the truck series, Josh, we saw Robert Richards, saying that he was going to have to, get out there and really put it to the floor. And we saw Robert get up there and start mixing it up. Now he's got nothing but clear track in front of him up to Jason. I wonder how long it's going to take for this 12th machine to get up here and start dicing it out.
Somebody crash? Oh, Brett Nilsson blew up.
That 8 machine pulling down to the bottom of the track. Going to go ahead and pull it to the hauler. That's going to make it one less car out there on the track. But that doesn't mean that the action's still not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're still going to see a good battle here. We've got all these yellow banners up here in the front. Racing for a championship. They've still got to get their way into the Final Four next week. Season started out strong, and, we're going to have, I think next season, these drivers are going to really spread the word about this Xfinity series. I think we're seeing more drivers, but, sometimes that happens in online racing. Some of the drivers just get salty or upset or whatever it may be and just leave the season because they didn't, turn out to be Dale Earnhardt. So you got to get some real serious drivers to take to a couple of guys like these out here. And, you've got your hard-nosed guys out here that aren't afraid to back down from the challenge and respect Jason, Robbie, Bryce, Nate, Tyler, LaBourgeois, Nilsson, Shirk, and, Zimmerman I don't think made it in, but, you got to at least respect them for coming out here and just racing. That's what a racer does, is race. I don't care if they're out there racing shopping carts, and there was 3 of them. I'm pretty sure they'd be racing for that championship, but that's what it came down to. So get some hard-nosed drivers in here, and I think this next season is going to be pretty solid. Nate Mowrer looks like he's just trying to hold on.
Yeah, but look at that. With all that damage on that 5 of Tyler Johnson, I wonder if he's doing a little bit of a play here. Wonder if he's just trying to save his equipment, let Jason, run his equipment out. And then before you know it, that 971, it pounces back up here to the front. But
yeah, it could be a play. We saw a lot of drivers doing that last night in the truck race. Chris was just saving, and out of nowhere, they just blasted to the front towards the mid-pack, or towards the middle part of the race, I should say. And I think we could see that same little thing. But right now, it looks like it's just going to be Robert Richards and Jason Collins, 2 of the guys that are the road or short track. I say road courses on the short track so much. I mean, they say if you're good at a road course, you're good at a short track. But 2 of these guys are both, or should I say, both of these guys are, both short track aces, man. Robert Richards has really shown a lot of speed this season on the short tracks, but we know Jason pretty much fast everywhere, man. Dude is just wicked. He is, one of the best in the Xfinity cars, and one of the best drivers, I would say, in the series. Throughout, all 3 series. I feel like, not saying that you can judge or compare the drivers in Truck Series to Xfinity or Cup, but you got your drivers that you think are the top 3 drivers throughout the series, and Jason's a bid for, I think one of the top drivers in that series, if not one of the top drivers in all of Bluegrass. And I think if, he was able to, push himself forward a little bit more, I don't know if he's going to Cup, if he's going to move up to Cup. I think he might stay Xfinity. Who knows? We know this is like his baby. He loves these Xfinity cars, but we'll see. I think Jason, man, he's got a future ahead of him, though, if he just keeps that head down and on the wheel, and especially Robert Richards, man. Another one of those guys that has really picked up speed here in the late running. It's not even in these Xfinity cars, Chris. Not the small fields is the only place that Robert shows success. A little bit loose right there, but he's been showing a lot of speed on the trucks, in the trucks as well, I should say. And man, he's just done an excellent job, Robert Richards, all season. And I'm glad to see him improving, man. We're getting close to the end of the season, so not that I'm looking forward past the championship already, but we're starting to think about who's going to be next, who's going to be the next guy up. We're going to see some guys that we see here tonight possibly not be here next season. That sometimes is how it is. There were some drivers we saw last season in the Cup Series that haven't seen them since the checkered flag dropped at Phoenix last season. So it's been one of those things. You see some of these drivers come and go, but I'm looking forward to that next season. But right now, these drivers are looking forward to this next pit stop. It looks like Tyler Johnson should be coming down pit. No, he said take it, Nate. I thought he said pitting in, but he said take it, Nate. It registered after he said it, one of those things. But I just got to say, I'm very proud of all of our drivers here tonight, man. Me and Chris were a little bummed when we didn't have our bigger field that we're used to. We love seeing all of our drivers get out there and dish it out, but it happens. And I think going forward, the Bluegrass series is only going to get better, bigger. We already have gotten way bigger than what we started out with. Me and Chris coming onto the series. We were actually with another company when we came on with Bluegrass, and they poached us over eventually. We ended up coming on and being full-time for Bluegrass only, and man, we've enjoyed it ever since, and we love all these drivers. And I'm just really expecting to see not only a hard-fought battle here between these rest of these guys for the rest of this race, because all these guys want to crack at it. Everybody wants to say they beat Jason in the Xfinity cars, just like everybody wants to say they beat Zach Nichols in the Cup cars. So it's going to be fun to see. All these drivers have a heap of talent, especially Robert Richards. I'm expecting to see him put a big battle here. Jason Collins watching WAD. Enough of my just talking about Bluegrass and how much I love it. I could talk about that for hours. We're going to focus on this racing here. It's really an experiment with this track right now. As you see, Robert Richards, he poked to that outside a little bit, really poked his nose there. We saw some trucks making some speed on the outside lane last night.
Yeah.
We know Doug Neal was picking up some speed there. We saw Joey Doucette doing a really good job.
Bryce Hunter.
Caution out. He got it back up. I think it might have been a solo spin. He might have got on that curb down there.
Yeah, probably got on the brakes just a little hard. I know that everybody up there in the front's going, oh, thank goodness. I know Robert Richards is probably thinking, oh, dear Lord, I'm ready for that caution. He was all over the back bumper of Jason, and I know Jason's probably like, I was tired of looking up in that rear view and seeing him.
Yeah, Robert Richards was stuck to him like a tattoo, man. He was not letting go. He was going all over that back bumper. Let's see what happened to Bryce Hunter here. He might have, like you said, extended his braking zone a little bit, and that's exactly what he did. He just tried to do that little bit of that Max Verstappen entry, give it the beans on entry, and really break about 10, 15 meters later than what you're supposed to. That's Brett Nilsson blowing up. I didn't mean to laugh. I wasn't laughing at Brett Nilsson blowing up. I don't know why you went to that, though, and it just caught me off guard. Oh, I got a horrible sense of humor. As Bryce Hunter, yeah, you just see it. He gets in there just a little bit too hot. And on that outside groove, it's just going to get that car around. And you see Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond, those rear tires go, because he's going to have to get a new set as they come down pit road here. Robert Richards going to get out second. Look at Nate Mowrer, though, going to get those positions back. Man, I just make up redneck words every night. Wait, the camera guy was moving the camera?
100% just saw a camera guy moving the camera down there. I've never seen that. That was crazy.
Do they all? Do you think they're ever going to update the trackside marshals to react to people flying right next to them at 300 miles an hour almost and just dying? You'll just see the track marshal standing there tossing their hands around talking. Let's see. We'll see if Chris is not crazy. Is Jason coming back down pit road?
Coming down pit lane. Uh-oh.
Jason get a dang speeding penalty. Where's that cameraman at?
It will be the next turn. So we see Jason coming down pit lane. Also looks like Le Bourgeois coming down pit lane.
Bourgeois, yeah, and Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson, and then poor old Brett Nilsson blown up in the pits.
Yeah, it stinks for Brett, man. He was just an innocent bystander. Kind of. I don't see a camera.
Well, anyway.
You know what? I'll go to local and.
You're
For me and Chris, we're just we're bad at this sometimes.
It looks like so Robert Richards going to take the lead there. Nate Mowrer going to be in that second position. Bryce Hunter after that self spin going to pull himself to that fourth position, and then it looks like Jason going to pull up. Jason going to pull up into that fourth position. Yeah, and then you see LeBourgeois getting caught back up there. And Tyler Johnson looks like he got a little bit of damage repair on the front end of that car, but the rear end of that car definitely seen better days.
Oh, everybody's trying to get caught back up here.
Well,
All those boys that had to come.
Are we looking at our final four right here?
Could be.
Oh, you see Nate Mowrer pinching down to the line. Robert Richards getting a good jump off the line.
Look at Tyler Johnson's launch, though. He came flying out of turn 4. He basically got caught right back up. Good job, Tyler. I heard him flying down the back stretch. And then I heard him get off of it. And I was like, he's going to come hauling the mail out of that corner on this restart. But it's a good restart there from Bryce Hunter. He's going to promote himself up into second. Now Mowrer and Collins, we know those two are fast and trapping each other possibly there to give Robert Richards a little bit of a gap here. But Tyler Johnson, no back bumper criminal.
Whoa.
He's right there on the quarter panel at 971, and he could be making a pass here.
Yeah, we know, like right now, as currently as it sits, Robert Richards, Bryce Hunter, Jason Collins, and Tyler Johnson are in the 4. But, or no, not in the 4, but you know what I mean, that could, be the top, that final 4. It just depends on points. But right now, Tyler Johnson pretty much has to win this race to get in. He is almost sitting dead last in the points. He needs a good finish here. And it looks like Robert Richards getting Bryce Hunter getting a little loose coming out of corner 4. He's going to go diving into 1. Going to have Jason really start tuck up to the back of his back bumper. We see it looks like Tyler Johnson has a little bit of a better drive back there than that 971. Maybe that 971 is already going on a save line, not wanting to really push that car too much. But Chris LeBourgeois also hanging on to the back of it as well.
Yeah, it looks like LeBourgeois on that 83 machine is going to be able to still stay on the lead lap here after all the commotion and early drama that he got involved in. Another one of those innocent bystanders like the Ada Brett Nilsson, unfortunately. Oh, Jason Collins locking up big time. You see the smoke there. And that's a weird spot to lock up through the middle of corner. You don't really see that. Jason was locking up middle corner, about rolling 3 into 4. So it seemed like might have gotten on the gas a little bit too hot, started tightening up, and he tried locking her down. Or locking her up to get her down. And it looks like right now he's doing a good job. You do trail brake at Martinsville in these Xfinity cars some, but it was just a weird spot where he locked up. Might have just turned it in a little bit too much with a little bit too much brake applied, and it locked up the front left. We know how easy it is to do that, but it looks like he's, not lacking any pace at all. He's set the fastest time at that last lap, and it looks like he's going to roll that outside lane a little bit, got right up to that back bumper of Bryce Hunter and almost tagged him a little bit, but he's going to realize what he did. He's going to get out of it. But I like that yellow 3. Kind of makes me think of that Wrangler 3. It's giving me a good vibe there from Jason Collins. I think he's going to have a good night tonight if he just keeps his patience here. He can really roll these corners, and I say that big bump to the 9.
Jason Collins with a big drive in that's going to hurt that front end a little bit, but as long as he has the RPMs, like we said earlier, now he's going to have to, you can see he's probably getting in his head. We know how Jason is. He can sometimes, have that accident and have to really have somebody yelling in his ear to calm down. We know that from hearing from, give a little bit of a shot there. He's going around.
There it is. Caution out. Jason's locked in, correct? Or no, Mowrer won last week, didn't he? Mowrer that won. No, Jason won. Who won? Yeah, Jason won. Roval, right?
Yeah, it was Jason that won last week.
Yeah, so Jason's locked in. This race really doesn't matter for him tonight, does it?
No, not really. He is also about 30 points ahead of second place right now.
I said he's giving me the good vibe with the Wrangler 3 and then goes in there and punts the 9 almost. So, hey, Senior would be proud, Jason.
Since we are under caution here, the stage break will not be until lap 80. We're going to go ahead and take a second, step to another commercial break, and we'll be right back with you.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
And we welcome you back from that LNS Custom side-by-side. So what we're about to do now here, as we're coming to the green flag at lap 56, we're going to go ahead, throw it to an LNS Customs loud pedal. So we've only got pretty much 5 cars out here on the track. We're going to go ahead and, as we've got them stacked up right now, go ahead and get it turned up so that way you can hear these cars really screaming out here on this Martinsville Speedway. welcome you back from that LNS Customs loud pedal. Let's see what we saw under that caution. Under that loud pedal, it looks like Jason had a little bit of a spin. So we'll go back here and see what happened. That 3 of Jason Collins. It looks like Tyler Johnson made a little bit of contact there. Let's go back and see if we could get a better camera angle of that. Or just a little bit more. It looks like Tyler Johnson might have just drifted up just a little bit. Might have just had a little bit of a tightness come up underneath him and maybe slid up into that 3 machine. I'll have to go back and see. We'll see if we can ride on board here with Tyler Johnson. So let's see from this point of view. Yeah, it looks like he might have just got a little tight coming out of the corner there. Looks like Jason did spin around back there. We're still green though. Robert Richardson's got a pretty sizable lead now over Bryce Hunter. Looks like here with about 10 laps to that stage, it looks like he should be able to take home that Blanchard's Towing stage win. Bryce Hunter still trying to hang into this game. Nate Mowrer is back there in 3rd. Like we were saying, Jason Collins did win that race last week, so he is locked into that round of 4. So we'll see who can walk home here with it tonight. Looks like right now, Robert Richards, Bryce Hunter, and Nate Mowrer, they are pretty much walking away with it. We saw Tyler Johnson. He's already back there in that 5th spot. He might have to hang it up here tonight because that would, I think, unless, all 3 of these boys in front of him get wrecked out and, he finishes in the 1st place, it's going to be hard to make up all that position. Now we're watching Robert Richards come around into turn. I want to say this is turn 4. You can get really confused there. This is turn 2, actually. Now diving it into turn 3. He's got about a 2nd, 5/10 gap over that 9 of Bryce Hunter. But it looks like Nate Mowrer still on the heels there of that 9 machine. So we'll see if the 9 can really dial it in and try to make up some track position on Nate Mowrer, or if he can try to catch up here with Robert Richards. But it looks like Robert Richards is just pretty much enjoying this wide open space in front of him. As I say that, it looks like Jason Collins a little slow in front of him. Did have that spin, was able to get it going again. The green flag did stay out under that loud pedal, so you see Jason Collins getting ready to go a lap down, but does still have that car underneath him. So here at 78 laps into this race, we're almost at that stage break here at lap 80. So we'll see these drivers come down pit lane and they get stacked back up. Right now, Robert Richards diving down into turn 1. Now coming out of turn 2. Looks like he does have the good pace to make it. Whoa, it looks like Bryce Hunter got a little tight going up there towards the wall, and then Nate Mowrer had to check out just a little bit. See if he has any room to get it past, but the flag holder now holding the white flag out for that stage. So it looks like that 12 machine going to walk away with that Blanchard Towing stage win if he can just hang on for one more lap.
I don't think the 12's not even in striking distance, and I don't think he really cares to try to put him a lap down. Green, white, checkered, and it's going to be Robert Richards taking the stage win. Congratulations. Brian, I can see Brian Terry trying to type the command for yellow, and he accidentally put a lot of zeros before it. That's why it didn't pop. I see 00000 by like times 20, then exclamation point yellow. So he was typing the command. He just accidentally missed it by a little bit. But hey, we're to the stage, and it's going to be Robert Richards. We'll have a word with your Blanchard Stone stage winner here in just one moment. Yeah, good. Okay, sorry. We welcome you back here. We're going to go ahead and bring up Robert Richards, have a word with our Blanchard Stone stage winner. Robert Richards, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, you are looking very good tonight in that 12 machine, Robert. We've had high hopes for you here coming into Martinsville. Man, take us through that stage, and congratulations on the Blanchard Stone Stage 1 victory, man.
Yeah, man. Just gonna first off thank Jason. I mean, he helped me get this thing set up as far as getting it in the turns in practice. So that one thing, first of all. But yeah, great first stage. Hopefully we can keep it up. I know a lot of them's got some damage. I'm sure that doesn't help them out at all. But as long as I can stay out of the wall and keep it straight, man, we'll be all right.
Yeah, man, you guys have looked very good here tonight. We're excited to see what you guys got left for us. You were in Reapers with Nichols, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't going to move you back to the wrong channel.
Wherever Jason's at, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Y'all are in Bluegrass Reapers. And all right, buddy, well, I'll let you get back down here. And again, congratulations on the stage victory, man. And hopefully we'll be talking to you soon, Robert. No, we got a lot on the line tonight.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much, y'all. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. All right, and that was Robert Richards, your stage winner, as he is going to get those pace lights off here. One to go to the green here. I guess this is going to the green here. As we're going to line up 2 by 2 here and bring our drivers back to the green flag. I hear somebody trying to get caught up here. Might be the 5 of Tyler Johnson, I think. He's always running late here. He might have been taking extensive damage repair. Like he was missing his whole rear deck lid and everything now.
Green flag is out. You see Robert Richards get to that line, take that jump. That is the restart line. So Robert Richards getting off to a good jump. But Josh, speaking of good jumps, what looks like caution back out?
Sure.
It says it is.
No, it's not.
Let me hold on. Okay, it was accidentally switched to manual caution. So got it fixed now. Caution is not out. I do apologize. Robert Richards, though, underneath. I saw Brett Nelson's car, and that made me say his name. Robert Richards right now is under attack from that 971. It looks like now that that Nate Mowrer, sees what's behind him, he knows, all right, I can get up here and really apply the pressure now. So I wonder if Nate Mowrer is going to try to get up here and really try to run away with this race now that we don't have any more, any more stage breaks, any more of that. It's now a 110 lap shootout to the end, barring cautions.
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout indeed. We shouldn't see as many cautions unless these guys just self-spin or make a little bit of incidental contact or something. But right now, this is going to be where you're racing to those pit stops, just trying to set the car up for this late run here. You're going to see some drivers try to save, and overall, it's just going to be a
Look like a
good
little
run
lockup
here.
there from the 12.
Yeah, it looks like the 12 did get a little bit locked up in 3 and 4.
And something you were talking about, Josh, like we saw Bryce Hunter go around earlier, you can really unsettle the car when you're going into quarter. Like right now, Bryce Hunter, you see him getting all up against that wall now. It looks like Chris LeBourgeois starting to poke his nose up in here, missing that front bumper. Now all these cars got all this damage. He's like, okay, everybody's equaled out now. We can keep rolling. It looks like the 971 still on that back bumper of that 12. We'll see if he can set something up here. You know, like we said, Nate Mowrer, he's one of those drivers that we pretty much watch every Tuesday night. He's one of those drivers that you just got to watch out for. He definitely comes out here and shows a lot of prowess and a lot of, you know, mental fortitude on the track. So that 971 really showing that he's got the pace here. But Robert Richards, Josh, like you were talking about, one of those drivers in the short tracks that, you know, you really just have to watch out for. We've seen him, you know, all season long pretty much just dominate at the short tracks, but he's never really got a win. You know, I want to say that Robert Richards has gotten a second place finish, and I want to say that the last time we talked to him, that was the highest position that he had gotten. And so maybe he's trying to, you know, change that tonight. Can Robert Richards change that?
I'm expected to see Robert give as much as he can tonight. You're going to see every little ounce of, you know, talent he has thrown into that race car tonight. He is going to put as much as he can into this effort to try to get out there and, like you said, Chris, pick up that victory. He wants this to be his victory. It looks like he's got a very confident, you know, run under him right now. The hot rod looks like it's tuned up the right way. I mean, as long barring any little issues that may come in the run, if he burns up his right rears or right fronts, looks like a little bit of left front lockup. That won't hurt him too much. We'll see how that car is, you know, handling here in the next 30. And if we'll be still talking about Robert Richards in the lead.
Yeah, Josh, one of those things that, like we were saying, I was while you were doing that talking, I was just going ahead and double checking, triple checking myself there. It does look like Robert Richards has won 0 races in any season that he's been in. So that goes to show you that Robert Richards is definitely looking at this race right now, trying to check that mark off.
Oh, yeah, that would get the monkey off the back for sure, man. Robert, we've been watching him since he was in the 48 in the trucks. He's worked his way up into Xfinity this season. He's done a good job this season, man. I can't say it enough how proud we are to say that the 12's just been one of those drivers that we've got to watch improve over time. And, you know, he's just shows his talent on these short tracks more than anywhere. It's very hard to get these kind of tracks right, man. You'll see a lot of drivers that are good at the 1.5 mile ovals come here and absolutely fumble the bag sometimes. Not every driver. A lot of experienced drivers are good everywhere. But a lot of those guys that rely on certain tracks, they come to a track like Martinsville, it really throws a wrench in their strategy. You know, that when I first started on the platform, I was really big into like tracks like Charlotte, you know, the 1.5 mile ovals, especially in the Gen 6 cars, the half lifting to get to the corner, like just breathing out of the throttle, back in it, smash the gas, go. You know, it's not easy, but it was, you know, not the hardest, you know, concept of racing to gather the information to be fast in. But when I got on short tracks, those low horsepower, or those, excuse me, low downforce, high horsepower, I should say, and that's where it really threw a wrench into my game, and it really made me have to think and have to adapt. And I will say, you know, a lot of these road course ringers, you know, people say, oh, what does road courses and short tracks have in common? I mean, they really don't. It's just the braking. A lot of trail braking you use at Martinsville. You really have to be light on the brake pedal. Just a little bit too much on that brake pedal. You see what happened to the 9 earlier. You get that rear end around, you hop it, you do whatever. It can happen. A lot of things can happen here just under braking. So you got to be very confident inside the race car at a track like Martinsville. You've got to know the race car. You've got to know where you're going to be on your braking zone every time. This isn't one of those tracks you just come straight into and you're fast at. It takes hot lapping to really understand a rhythm, really find a groove. And, you know, if I had to say it, short track racing is kind of like skateboarding. You're not going to be good at it when you first get on it, but practice makes perfect. Eventually, you're going to be jumping down stair sets, and eventually, you're going to be going to victory lane. Just ask Robert Richards, man. He's been in it for 3 seasons, trying, and he's still going for it right now. And tonight could be his night with 96 to go, but he's got Nate Mowrer still all over that back bumper.
Yeah, you know, Josh, what we were going to say is, you know, I was going to touch on what you were talking about. You know, one time I had actually done a league race here, and you know, I was just like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna, turn laps, just do repetitions, like you were talking about, practice, practice, practice. And when it comes down to a track like this, whoa, Robert Richards getting a little loose. Looks like he was able to get it corralled back under him. That's gonna be a little detrimental to that right rear. But if he can just get it, once you get them heated up, though, you can't cool them down. But the best thing you can do is just kind of, not lean on them as hard. You know what I'm saying?
You got to roll the corner a little bit more now. You can't really be as aggressive. It's kind of like in a Formula car. Once you exceed that tire slip, you're not really going to get it back. The car starts to feel like it's driving on ice. Every corner you make, you have to kind of roll out of the gas or the brake every lap a little bit. It's the same concept. That's why we say that road course racing, short track racing, it's very similar. Once you step that boundary one time, it's very hard to regather and come back from it, because not only is it hard to get back in that rhythm, it's very hard to get back just what the car was doing. The performance loss is so severe in these cars. And like you said, you heat up that right rear for not even a full second sometimes, just a millisecond, getting in the gas, burping the throttle. You feel the rear ends just get out from under you for just a split second. That can kill performance. People don't realize that. These tires heat up so fast. So much horsepower is going through those chassis into those tires. They heat up real quick. And one thing about these Goodyears, they're so tough to get cooled down. It's not like Generation 4. It's not like your late models. It's very hard to get that heat to come back. And pretty much once you heat cycle them, like Chris said, you really don't get them back because of how hard they have to be leaned on. And that's where you have to just start rolling the corner a little bit more and really just hope the guy behind you messes up too and equals out his equipment like the 971 just did, locking up into entry a little bit because he overextended his stay on that brake pedal.
Yeah, something, Josh, like you were talking about, you get on that right rear just a little too hard when you're coming out of corner exit there, like we saw Robert Richards just a second ago. And what it does is it basically blisters the tires. So you'll have the tires blister up, and, it just, imagine, like burning your skin or something, and it kind of like bubbles up a little bit. Well, that's pretty much what you're doing to the tire. And, it's like you can't just wipe off that, that part of your skin or whatever. So it's like this is how it's pretty much is with the tires. You get that blister on them, and it just kind of turns, instead of it being a tire, it starts turning into like a marshmallow, a melted marshmallow in a way.
And another thing that happens when you get loose like that, and not really down the back stretch here, but in the corners, you'll see in real life, you don't really see it as much in the sim. You see it when you're driving the car. I don't know, maybe Chris's settings allow you to see it, but there's marbles up on top of the track a lot. Let's see if we can see some of them. They're very hard to see in sim sometimes, especially with us being in replay mode. It might not be rendering them, but there are marbles up there on that top of that track. You get loose, you get up in that dirtiness. Goodness gracious, man. It's like you. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, it's like if you ever saw a tire getting hot or something, and then you drive over it and you see gravel getting stuck to it or something like that, or you drive over concrete. You drive over concrete, and it's like still kind of little wet, and you see the rock stuck in it. That's pretty much what it does. It gets built into the tire, and then that's why you see the drivers start having to really work the equipment differently, because it's kind of like you start losing those patches to the road.
And one thing people say is, oh, why is he shaking his tires left and right? Not only are they warming it up, they shake that debris off. I'm not sure how well iRacing simulates debris, and I know they simulate marbles and all that for sure. I know that is a thing. You can definitely drive Formula cars. You get offline, you see the tires build up a little bit. So it's just one of those things. I would just think of how much it simulates it. I don't want to speak too highly on it because I really don't know iRacing's debris simulation. That's something that's out of my pay rate.
Yeah, it looks like right now Nate Mowrer trying to hang on to the back of Robert Richards. Starting to slowly pull back up to that back bumper, but it looks like maybe a little bit of a lock up there from that 971. You saw those wheels starting to slow down a lot. You see those wheels starting to slow down a lot. That means you're right on the cusp of locking them things up. So you have to watch out, and he's definitely trying to drive that into that corner as hard as he can. But we're seeing it really looks like it's starting to help Nate Mowrer, but also starting to help Robert Richards, because it looks like the 971 is just kind of driving in just a little too hard. Just watch those front tires. You see, they're not really. You'll see it once it starts slowing down, and it looks like you're about able to read the logos on it. That's when you know that they're really pushing that brake a little too hard.
Yeah, like you were saying, you see that front wheel slow down, that means you're about to lock that Johnny up. That is the brake, or the wheel coming to, or I should say the brake coming to full stoppage, slowing that thing down and getting it fully locked up. It's scary locking up the tires. It's not fun because you're trying to turn in sometimes, and even when you lock it, like you see the 971 did it again, it tightens you up the track.
Looks like Jason Collins blown his engine. Unfortunate there for that 3 machine of Jason Collins. He's going to pull it to the hauler early on. But that Kinder Performance Group number 3, like we said, he is still in the chase for next week, locked in off of that win. So here with what do we got? 88 laps to go. We're going to go ahead and throw it to an LNS Custom side-by-side. You won't miss any of the action, and we'll be right back with you after a word from our sponsors.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
And we welcome you back from that LNS Custom side-by-side as we're starting to see Nate Mowrer really put the pressure on. Oh, caution, 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 nods around. We were talking about those pit stops there under that LNS Custom side-by-side, Chris. Well, I think we just got our pit stop here.
Go back and see what happened to that 9 of Bryce Hunter. Maybe another self
Doing the same thing he did earlier, probably, just getting in hot. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much
exactly
the same exact
thing.
way.
The same thing. Literally the same spin. Yeah, you can just tell that's just him really pushing the car, and it came around the same time, Chris, late in the run. It just shows that he's still probably, in his push mood, but he's got to realize those tires are a little bit, less alive than what they were 30 laps ago. So probably just got in a little bit over ambitious, seeing Le Bourgeois starting to pull up a little bit. But luckily, with a lot of cars out here tonight,
Tyler Johnson electing to not come down pit lane. It looks like Nate Mowrer, Chris LaBourgeois down pit lane. Bryce Hunter, you see him pulling in right now. Let's see who wins the race out of pit lane. It looks like Robert Richards is on his way out. Robert
He's got
Richards gonna win the race out of pit road. Woo!
Woo! They could have made contact there too. After that cone, or after the white stripe there on the end of pit road. No, after you come out of your pit box, you're full contact actually. Forget, this isn't Assetto Corsa. I've been playing way too much Assetto lately. But yeah, you're definitely right out of your pit box. Unless, isn't it when you like straight come out of your pit box, it'll give you like a ghost for what, like a couple seconds? And then you're like a solid car? You can make contact on pit road. I've wrecked on pit road myself, man. You know how many times I've wrecked in officials going down through cautions? Guys just go cutting your nose off when you're racing down pit road, but Tyler wanted to lead a lap.
I bet you that. Yeah, I bet you that's what it was doing. I was thinking, what was Tyler doing? And I was like, I bet you that's what he was doing. He was just trying to lead a lap so he can get those extra bonus points. Because he's going to need everything he can right now. He's still got 4 playoff drivers in front of him. Robert Richards, that 971 and Nate Mowrer, Bryce Hunter, and then Tyler Johnson are your only playoff drivers on the track. So you've got 5 of them. But like I said, Tyler Johnson is really far back in the points right now. So that's going to be one of the things that really has me worried about that 5 machine. He is in 7th place, and he's almost 130 points down from Jason, I want to say, if I remember correctly. I could be a little off on my math there. But that's a lot of points that you got to make up, and I don't think you can make up that many except for getting a win.
Should see, yeah, pace lights go off. This is a short field right here, man. 5 cars. All right, and as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, we are going to go ahead and throw it to an LNS Customs loud pedal, one more time. This will be our last time, so enjoy these sights and sounds here for the Xfinity race, and we are going to be back with you in just one moment. So enjoy this LNS Customs loud pedal.
welcome you back from that LNS Customs loud pedal. As right now you saw Tyler Johnson get a little sideways coming out of the corner back there. He is still out on the track. Good to see that 5 machine still out there plugging away on the track, even though he's had a little bit of, those hiccups here tonight and just everything not going that 5 machine's way, but still good to see him out there plugging laps, just trying to get as much time around as he can. But like we were saying, this could still be anybody's race here with 48 laps to go. It could really open up, and you could see Robert Richards take his first win of the Bluegrass season, so of his entire stay in the Bluegrass season. So we'll see if that 12 machine has what it takes to get this win here tonight, or if Nate Mowrer just is back here trying to hang on for dear life, because we know that, that 971 is currently sitting in that second spot, and he is 34 points behind that behind Nate Mowrer. He is 34 points behind Jason Collins. So right now, Nate Mowrer definitely has to get as much as he can. But I know that with Jason, you saw him blow up there early on. That's gonna help Nate Mowrer out just a little bit. As we see right now, Robert Richards still out to about a 1 second gap between Nate Mowrer. And then you see Bryce Hunter, who is about 3 seconds back from him. And then you see Chris LeBourgeois in that 83 machine. Cannot say, man, he has definitely been one of those drivers all season. Pretty much every, well, I was going to say this is the first season that we got to call LeBourgeois in the Bluegrass League. And I know he's been a part of the Bluegrass League before. But, man, this, the first season, us getting a... I think we did call him in one truck race. You are right. But, been one of those drivers that's really come out here and shown that he's getting it done. He's kind of doing like Travis Twitty last night in the truck series. Travis Twitty was up in 4th, 5th place pretty much the entire end of the race. And, it's like we call him the triple screen bandit because that's what he likes to, every time he talks to me about his triple screens, we always sit and giggle about it, but it's just funny that that's what we call him, triple screen bandit now. But he's definitely starting to show a little bit of speed. But speaking of speed, now it looks like Robert Richards starting to separate that gap now to Nate Mowrer. It's now over a second, about 1 second and 5/10. So we'll see if Nate Mowrer is kind of slacking off here, or if he can pick it back up and try to catch back up. But you see Bryce Hunter right now about 4 seconds behind Robert Richards now. Nate Mowrer.
Yeah, Bryce Hunter's fallen back after that restart, and about 20 laps ago here. So we're starting to see Robert Richards, though, again, find some speed here. A second up on Nate Mowrer, like you were saying, Chris. Could be a play here to try to just keep that equipment under him as long as possible. 40 laps to go, Chris. Robert Richards, is looking at his first win, man, and I bet you there is so much emotion going on inside that helmet right now. He just wants this race to be over, probably.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though, that whenever you get up here and you don't really realize it until you get into until you get actually into the rig and you start. Shut up, Jacob. You start really starting to figure out. Excuse me, just picking at my buddy here. You really start getting into the seat and starting to figure out what's going on. And, that you don't really understand it. Everybody just thinks, oh, they're just sitting there driving a steering wheel or, whatever. No, it's a lot more than that. You've got fuel strategy. You've got to worry about, where you brake. You've got to worry about all this. And then on a track like this, like we'll go on board here with this 12 of Robert Richards just to show you how much time you have to think about it. You really don't. You get into the corner. You're sitting here trying to, dig through it, get out of it without sliding. You're like, all right, I can take a breath, and then the next thing you know, you're having to get off the gas and do it all over again.
The problem about a track like Martinsville is you set your corner up right here at the start of the exit or start of the corner. That's the problem. This right here maintains or depicts if you're going to make it through here. If you don't hit your braking zone right, you're not making it. That's the problem. So it's just it's cool to know that Martinsville is a track like that you have to really be on your A game. And like you said, Chris, it's physical demanding. I say physically demanding. I mean, some of these guys' rigs are probably very physically demanding. I'll say mine's a little bit. I know, you know what? Screw it. It is physically demanding. Even when I had a G920, I'd be sweating my butt off coming after these races, man. Your arms are hurting. But some of these guys with these these Fanatechs and all that, I feel bad for them, especially at a track like Martinsville, man, because it genuinely is physically demanding. I mean, you have legit like 18, 20 plus Newton meters going through some of these wheels, cranked all the way up. It's some insane force feedback. Go watch the bodybuilders video that they just released. Bodybuilders like playing sim rig or something. Just type that in. I can't really remember what it is, but man, it's awesome. They turn it all the way up, and these bodybuilders that are absolutely ripped are having so much trouble just even getting the thing like that. I was going to say getting it cranked over. And speaking of getting it cranked over, the 12's having a tough time too as well, man. I think he's having an issue right here. He might be just got into the corner a little bit too hot. Why does it sound like there's a helicopter landing outside of our house?
It does sound like a helicopter is landing outside of our house. But right now, on the track, though, not Tyler Johnson. I was looking at the ticker. Looks like Nate Mowrer is starting to close up on the back of Robert Richards. So right now, you're wondering if Robert Richards is looking up in that rear view. Because like I said, we'll ride on board here. So you can see exactly what Robert Richards is seeing up in that rear view. You can also see on that side mirror, it's peeking up in there. You see SpongeBob staring at you in that seat behind you. But Nate Mowrer, he's still all over that back bumper. You're looking up in that mirror, you see that car just sitting there. Oh, just the hood sitting there. And then the next thing you know, he's in that mirror right up against your bumper. Man, this is where it is. I see John Bradley Pill saying, "What a battle!" Right now, this is the only battle we have on field. Because we've got Nate Mowrer, Robert Richards sitting here battling this house. Bryce Hunter is right behind him. And then the last person on the lead lap is Chris LeBourgeois. But, yeah, it looks like Nate Mowrer is just applying that pressure, just trying to make that 12 mess up. But I will say this. That 12 is definitely taking this in stride right now. And to answer your question, though, Jacob, they all wrecked out.
They're all ding-dongs. Kind of like you, Jacob. A ding-dong. And yes, there was 100% a Blackhawk. Like, I swear, dude, not even 1,000 feet above the house. That was like low.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a second. I thought the government was coming to try to find out who owned Bluegrass. That was the aliens coming. They want to know who put this awesome racing series together. They're trying to figure out. Take me to your leader. Well, it ain't here, buddy.
As I see John Bradley Pill saying, hope Richards can get his first win, but mean no slight to Mowrer and the heck of a season he's ran. Yeah, no, I mean, Nate Mowrer definitely, like we were saying earlier, been one of those drivers that, last season we were just, and like I said, even having the opportunity to drive against Mowrer, I've definitely raced against the man. And I can tell you, he is one tough son of a gun to get around.
Yeah, that's so crazy that you started racing against Mowrer, and that's how we originally met him. Yeah. Remember, we always used to say when we'd be out on the track, I'd always say, watch out for that 971 truck. He's coming up to your quarter panel. And when he'd get by, I'd always tell you, follow him. And we'd always gain positions by following that 971, and we usually lose him about 3 laps into it. And then when me and Chris got into broadcasting, I stepped out of the spotter stand in the crew chief box, and Chris got out of the car, and we both realized we wanted to call some races. 971, here he is, Bluegrass, and it's awesome, man. Not only have we got to race against him, we get to sit here and watch the man put on a show for us almost every week. We know Mowrer is an absolute beast behind the wheel, dude. He's one of those guys that he gets up and gets past you, and then you wonder, where's his tires coming from compared to mine?
Exactly. And that's something, Josh, that I was going to touch on too, is, like you could get on the same lap times as him. And, like you said, we would ride behind him and just try to figure out what he was doing that was different from everybody. And once I got behind that truck and I started seeing how he was driving, I was like, okay, and watching Bluegrass race, it's kind of like free film. It's what I always say. You basically sit and watch this. It's free film. You get to watch how these drivers, and it's crazy seeing all the different drivers at the same time. That really goes to show that, everybody drives a different line. And then once you start experimenting with things that you see and hear, like I said, I watched a race. I did a cup or a league race in a truck series, and ran with in a league another league that we broadcasted, and it was in New Hampshire, and I watched what Alex Huffman was doing the entire time, and I watched the line he was running and exactly what he was doing. I went in there and I got a 3rd place finish in my first league race ever. from following exactly what Alex Huffman was doing, and everybody in the race was going, man, how are you so fast? And then they saw me dive all the way down to the yellow line there, and they were like, wait, what is that? What is he doing? And then next thing I know is I see people doing this, trying to do the same thing,
Yep.
and they can't catch me.
Whoa, 20 laps to go, Chris. This is where it opens up. Enough of our stories. This is time to get to the real story. This race has just officially started, and Nate Mowrer has put the stamp on it to let you know we're going racing. He is right up on the back bumper of Robert Richards here for the last 3. He's been behind him about this distance, 2 to 3 tenths, but now he is getting within that 10th range here. Oh, and he gave him the bumper there. He's letting him know I'm here. Wasn't a I'm going to spin you out bump. That was a let's get going, or I'm going to have to give you a little bit of a bump to get you going, you know?
It looks like it's good. I see Huffy saying, hey, that's me. It's good to have you on YouTube, Huffy. Oh, man, don't make me laugh. My stomach. I can't handle it. Oh, buddy, good to have you over there. But, yeah, I see John Bradley Pill saying, side note, both of these cars got gorgeous schemes on it. You are correct. I definitely love
Uh-oh. 971 in the wall. He tried to open it up to the outside. It looked like he was not to that outside of the 12, and the 12 started to slide up the track, and the 971, like we said, was trying to open up that gap. We could have saw something coming back there. Yeah, you could see he wasn't all the way there, but he was trying to get the acceleration. And the 12, that was within millimeters of being a big wreck. And it looks like here now we're going to have a repeat of the 971 driving right back up behind the 12. But how bad does that hurt the 971 here? That little bit of spinning off the corner, hitting the wall. We'll see if it affects the run here. 15 laps to go to cap off our round of 8. Will it be one of our top 4 drivers here? It looks like we've only got 4 drivers out on the track now, as Tyler Johnson brought it down 4 minutes ago, and I didn't even notice it. So who is it going to be? LeBourgeois, Hunter, Mowrer, Richards? Because you get a little bit of a tag here, we could see a whole different ball field.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be have to do something. Like I said, Robert Richards is currently sitting 4th in those points. Bryce Hunter currently sitting 3rd in points. And then you've got Nate Mowrer sitting 2nd in points. So right now, you're pretty much looking at your final 4. This is, whoa, there he goes. He's opening up that outside lane again. Let's see if he takes it to the inside. Whoa, the 971, he is trying his best to keep that car underneath him, but you see it start fishtailing out from under him. That means that right rear and left rear are going to start getting heated up. That could really start spelling trouble when you get that left tire heated up.
I just hope these boys don't get each other into any type of trouble or collect each other. This is going to be a good race if they just bring it back to us clean, man. They're putting on a good show right now. And you see the 971, Chris, this is the first time we've seen somebody try to open it up out there. And you know, you get those big runs off the outside lane.
Yeah, but you can also get really loose.
We know Mowrer was the guy up in the box for the 77 in the truck series last night. He's got some experience knowing where to go. And he's going to take it to the inside. Oh, 12 cut him off.
Oh, a little bit of a bump.
Good cutoff right there from the 12. Absolutely on the limit. These boys are racing. And we know Mowrer's not going to be the one that's going to go out there and flat out wreck you. But he's going to race hard. 71. He's loose in the corner. Look at that, man. Good save from Mowrer.
Good save from Nate Mowrer. He is definitely.
And you can sit and say, oh, Robert Richards, that was a dirty move. No, this is a man, I should say, racing for his first victory. He wants this so bad, he ain't going to give an inch to Nate Mowrer. 10 freaking laps to go. Bring it back to us. I'm a Robert Richards fan right now, Chris. I hate to say it out loud.
I mean, I'm wanting to see that first win, being able to step up on that #1 podium and say, hey, I took home a Bluegrass win. Definitely wanting to say, man, that 12 machine is trying his hardest to hang on to that position. But there comes Nate Mowrer. Big drive up to that back bumper.
Man, I'm getting chill bumps every time I see him driving in the corner. It's me getting anxious. And I'm not even in the race seat, man. Tension's high right now. 971, good drive, but he's going to suffer on corner exit. The 12 in that middle lane is going to be able to extend the gas pedal and get on the gas a little earlier through corner. But that's going to allow the 971 on corner entry to seep up behind him, or creep up behind him. I don't know why I said seep up. But the 12 going to drive it off. Chris, we're coming to 6 laps to go here soon. 7 laps to go this time by. Dude, my stomach is literally doesn't exist. It's dropped. I'm nervous right now for both of these drivers.
Yeah, this is where it really comes into play. Like I said, even if Robert Richards doesn't win this, I'm going to say that, it should pretty much be Jason Collins, Nate Mowrer, Bryce Hunter, and Robert Richards into this, because this is pretty much who we've got left in. You got
Maurer just fell off 5/10. Sorry, Chris, continue.
No, you've got Jason Collins locked into the win next week, and now you've got these 3 drivers right here are the only ones left in move like water. Seep. There you go, Josh. John Bradley Pill helping you. He's moving like water. He's seeping up
across
close.
the track.
Yep, he's coming up behind him. Big drive in there from
coming up
971.
5 to go, Chris. 5 to go. He is getting it from the flagman. I bet it's in his ear. 5 to go, baby. Just bring it back to us. 971, big drive in. He's going to try to extend that middle of the corner, see if he can get their run out. But it looks like he's got a little bit of rear tire suffrage. He can get it under him. He's still got the car to get up here and possibly put it to Robert Richards, but he is going to have to get on his A game here. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, you're starting to see that little bit of separation. He's really getting a good drive in into the corner.
Loose in corner entry. It's going to wash him up track. He really had to step out of the gas. It's going to suffer his exit here big time.
Yeah, you're starting to see, like I said, coming out of corner. You're going into the corner. Whoa! Lock up from the 12.
He's good. He's good. Didn't get up as high. 971, though, that's going to open him up a little bit to gate some of that track back. And it looks like 2/10 now the gap from 4/10 down the backstretch. 971 driving it in big. 3 laps to go here, Chris. Is the 12 of Robert Richards. Just don't overextend that brake pedal is what his crew chief is telling him. Just be calm, collected, cool, man. You are coming back to possibly your first race win. Nate Maurer, you see how good and just smooth he is on his steering and putting that back camera right there. 2 laps to go, Chris. Oh, he's loose on entry. Almost collected him, but the 971 going to collect it back. And here goes the 12 of Robert Richards. He's got a 1.5 laps to go, Chris. Robert Richards out of turn 4. Here he comes. White flag this time by.
Nate Maurer loose behind him. Let's see if anything can happen.
Oh, he's going to slide in on entry. Big drive in. He's going to have to get on the gas. He didn't want to collect the 12 there. Good sportsmanship from the 971 to not collect the 12. He's going to hit the wall. Here comes Robert Richards down the back straightaway into 3. You see him burping out of the gas to get in the roll. He's going to roll it out of turn 4. Congratulations, Robert Richards. You are a race winner. Woo!
Hell of a drive there from that 12 machine. Hell of a drive there from that 971. You see that 971 pulling up next to him, giving him that thumbs up, telling him, man, good job, good job, good job. Good sportsmanship from that 971. Good sportsmanship from that 12. Man, definitely a good drive there for Robert Richards. Congratulations on your first win, buddy.
Nate Maurer was congratulating him when he was still coming out of 4, and I was sitting there thinking, don't say it too early, Nate. We've seen drivers get loose all night. 12 of 9, 971, and Jason Collins.
That is your championship points.
Man, Robert Richards just won his way in at I kind of got a tear in my eye, man. I'm so proud of the dude. He has put on a heck of an effort.
Like I said, I was going through all of the stats. I just wanted to make sure that I remembered hearing Robert say that he was the only driver that he knows of that's been in this long that hasn't got a win yet. Well, now, Robert, you can check that off. Doesn't matter the circumstances. Doesn't matter what it is. This is an official Bluegrass race. You're a winner, buddy.
Man, congratulations to Robert Richards. That was a hell of a show right there between him and Nate at the end. They were really putting it to each other. Chris, get those post-race results up because that was good. Robert Richards, he is going to finish first here tonight. He's already in the staging area. He's ready to go, baby. Nate Maurer, he is going to finish second here. Bryce Hunter third. With Chris LeBourgeois 4th, Tyler Johnson 5th, Jason Collins 6th, Brett Nielsen 7th, Ronnie Shirk 8th, and I don't think Brandon Zimmerman ever really started tonight, but we'll still give him with a 9th place finish. If he doesn't get credited that, then there you go. Now you know. But looks like we do have Robert Richards and Bryce Hunter ready. Just waiting a second for boy Maurer. But we're going to go ahead and bring in Robert Richards. We know Maurer will hop in here in just a moment. We're going to have a good little interview here with our first time race winner. Robert Richards, Chris, and Josh up in the booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man. We went through every stat. We were checking, making sure we weren't going to fumble it. You picked up your first stinking race win, man, tonight. And I got to say, it has been, from watching you in that 48 truck last season, the battles that you were having to go through, the adversities, all that. And then this season, it is like watching a completely different driver, Robert. Man, congratulations. Take us through the emotions here tonight. You just won yourself a race or a chance to race into the championship next week. And also, you just picked up your first race win. Take us through the emotions and everything, as you've had so many trials and tribulations here in the series, man. And now coming home tonight, going to race for a championship next week, and picking up your first race win all on the same night.
Yeah, man, it's great, dude. We've came so close so many times. We've came close so many times throughout the season. I mean, short tracks, man. I love short tracks. Love short track racing. Um, I never would have thought the first win would have came in Xfinity. So, I mean, I predominantly do the trucks. So, but I mean, it's a great feeling. I mean, like I said, we've came close quite a few times. I had Jason. After he blew up, he came in the Discord and he was kind of coaching me on. But yeah, I mean, congrats to Nate, because I mean, he could use he could have probably booged me. But shows kind of racer he is. I mean, he can race clean, and most of the guys here race pretty clean. So, but yeah, it's a great feeling.
And I know it's got to be a great feeling. I know it's one of those things that I just know what it's like to go, and just try to pick up wins so much in those second places, and everything that feels like shouldn't go your way, or that shouldn't go wrong, goes wrong, and everything you want to go your way never goes your way. But man, tonight it all went together, Robert. You put on, I got to say, a hell of a show, man. You came from fifth here tonight, small field, but we're not even going to talk about that because it was a great field. A lot of talented drivers out there. We were saying it was like an SRX or an IROC race out there, man. Just all the champions putting it down. There was no lapped cars to worry about, none of that. It was everybody fighting for themselves. It's kind of like a UFC fight on the track for a second, but man, it was awesome to see you go out there in that last run with Nate. And it seemed like a little bit earlier in the run, not on the last run, but before you guys took that one caution, you were starting to maybe overextend the right rear a little bit. Was that something you guys had to, come back to? Did you guys ever suffer on those rear tires? We saw a lot of guys slipping and sliding out here tonight.
Yeah, man, for sure. Going into the turn, or coming out middle of the turn, man, it would just push. It would just push straight to the wall. So you'd have to slow down tremendously to get the thing sit to the bottom. And if you wasn't careful, if you got on the throttle too much, you'd spin coming off. Yeah, it was very tight. And then throughout the run, especially me, I know I had this problem. Where based on where I had the brake bias, it would want to lock up. So I was trying to make sure I didn't do that. Even though I did do it a couple times, it allowed Nate to catch up. So yeah, it was setup was pretty tight. And but I mean, that's what practice is for, to figure out what you got to do to make the thing get to where you want it. So, but yeah, it was my biggest problem was making sure not to lock the right front up, because I had that problem last night in the trucks. So just making sure that everything is smooth sailing. I didn't want to make any mistakes on the last lap or anywhere between probably about 20 to go. I mean, Nate was right on my tail. So, but he made a couple mistakes. I made a couple mistakes. So still ended up on top.
Heck yeah, man. Well, it's been a tough battle, we know, for that 12. And not only in Xfinity, the truck series, man, you've had some hard fought battles with a lot of good drivers. And tonight, man, you were able to prevail. You're gonna go championship racing next week at Charlotte. We know you're excited for that, man. But Robert, I got to say again, congratulations, buddy. You were laser fast tonight. Looked so good out there with the hot rod tuned up, and we finally got to not only speak to you up here in the booth, but speak to you. I mean, we've spoke to you in the booth before, but we're not speaking to you in the booth in second or third place tonight, baby. We're in victory lane, and that's what we love. Robert, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let the only Toyota ever in the Xfinity field go, we'll let you get out of here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I want to thank Jason for helping me out after he blew up. It's unfortunate he got in the mess that he got in, but it happens. I want to thank Nate, man. I know he could have probably. I know I cut him off quite a few times. He probably could have stayed in and no. I want to thank him for racing me clean, man. L&L Customs, ButtKicker, you guys in Bluegrass. I want to thank all the admins, keeping everything straight here. Blanchard's towing, and so yeah. Hopefully, since we got this first one out the way, man, hopefully many more will come.
Oh yeah, it's always that first one, getting it off your back. It feels like, hey, that was easy. I can go there and do that again. But Robert, man, again, a big congratulations from me and Chris up here in the booth. You're a driver we've always pulled for, through the adversity, and it's good to see you fight back, man. You're getting a chance to go race the championship next week, and we'll let you rest up here after I'm pretty sure what had your blood pressure through the roof there for a moment. And hey, we're excited to say that we're talking to Robert Richards in Victory Lane here tonight, buddy. But again, congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully we'll be seeing you back on the track strong at Charlotte.
Yeah, thank you guys. We're gonna give it all next week. I don't think I've ever ran 200 laps here, so I wasn't really prepared, man. I should have stretched before.
That's what. Hey, we said that in the race too, or during the race, we were telling them, man, you don't realize some of these guys' rigs and setups, they really wear you out physically. So 200 laps around here, I wouldn't even want to know, man. It would make me want to. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but we're gonna manage through it. Luckily, it ain't tight corners, so maybe it'd be a little bit easier. I don't know, but I know what to do before I do start. So
heck yeah, man. Well,
we'll
Robert,
give it all we got.
Again, congratulations on hitting Victory Lane tonight, man, and we'll be seeing you next week.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, I said 600 laps at Charlotte next week, so if you did not hear what I said, I was accidentally muted. So that's what they were responding to.
971 and Nate Mowrer now, second place. We're going to go ahead and bring him up into the booth. Nate Mowrer, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. I got to say right there, that run between you and Robert was absolutely insane. I mean, there was many times that I swear we could have saw some contact, but it looked like you were, using that brake pedal a little bit more than some people are willing. But hey, Nate, I got to say, absolutely excellent job, man. We saw a little bit of maybe a right rear fall off there towards the end of your run, but man, do you think you had what it took to get up there and get Victory Lane if you had just a little bit more tire under you or something, or you think that 971 machine was giving it everything she had right there at the end?
I mean, I was definitely faster than him at the end there until I had to lock him up when he cut me off. I mean, it's short track racing. If it wasn't him, if it was Jason, I wouldn't have gave any slack there. I mean, we all seen Jason use the bumper last week, but I knew it was his first win, and he didn't choke. I mean, he didn't choke up there in front of me, and I was just going to let him. I mean, yeah, I should have not have just backed off when he kind of cut me off there, especially the first time. I kind of just pinched me up in the wall, but I mean, he did a hell of a job in front of me there, and let's talk. I was making sure Bryce Hunter got in too, and I knew that if he even won, that Bryce Hunter would still get in. So kind of some me and Bryce are going to team up next season, and I guess Doug's going to run the Xfinity Series 2 next season, so it's going to be us three. But yeah, I mean, congrats to Robert. I remember my first Bluegrass win, man. I was ecstatic. Never happened in the Cup Series, but Truck Series it happened. I was pumped, and I hope he's just as happy as what I am. Congrats to him. I guess Jason was in there helping him from what I hear. It's just funny how the P1 finisher last week hated me. Now this week the P1 finisher was thanking me. So it's just how this league goes. But no, congrats to him. I'm happy that somebody new finally won in here. And honestly, I mean, if you take a look at Robert Richards from heck even back in the last season or even beginning of this season, I mean, he was a mid-pack runner, and now it's like all of a sudden second half of the season, man, he's contending all the time in the trucks, and now especially in the trucks. And I mean, look at him tonight in the Xfinity Series. I mean, he was, not gonna lie, man, after watching him last night in the trucks, I didn't think he was really going to be a problem tonight. I mean, he burned them tires off quick in that truck, but tonight he did a great job tonight.
Heck yeah, man. We know it's one of those things. Those him going out there for the first wins. He was probably driving with absolutely no care in the world. But Nate, you gave him the lenience. We know a lot of people would have used the bumper.
I almost did with that. Yeah. What was the last lap? I went in there and I freaking hit the brakes quick. I said, Doug was spotting me. Big thanks to Doug tonight too on in the chopper. I said, Doug, I can't do it. I went in there to do it. I was like, I can't do it to him.
Just can't, man. If it was Jason, I'm sending him. But
no, I wanted to dump Jason, but when Robbie kind of chopped me off there going into one, I would not have been lenient with Jason. But then I got to know Jason would have cut me off. But who knows? It's great short track racing. It sucks that we only had 8 guys in here. And I think we only had 5 guys on the track by the end of the race. I just hope more people. I hope Jason can recruit some more guys in here for next season for these Xfinity cars. They are a blast to drive.
Oh, a blast to watch too, man. And Nate, you made it into the playoffs, man. That's another thing we got to congratulate you. You had, a good season yourself, even with a little bit of the break. You came back and you got your way through all these rounds here. You're going in next week to Charlotte to race for the championship. So, set yourself up there. You think you guys got a good speed car possibly going into Charlotte, or you think yeah, in 200 laps. Chris said 600 earlier about Robert, and goodness, I was about to say 600 laps would make me want to pull my hair out. But Nate, you got 200 laps at Charlotte next week. You guys think you're going to have to adapt a little bit to that track, or is Charlotte one of those tracks you feel pretty comfortable with?
I love the track. I feel like I really have a shot at winning there, but there's a 99% chance I won't be racing next week. I'm going to be down in Florida, so I don't know yet if I'm going to take a laptop down on the wheel or not. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So there's a good chance.
You got to race for the championship on the beach.
I'd be looking at all the hot ladies out there on the beach, man. I won't be looking at my screen. But no, I don't know what's going to happen. But I came here to make it to the Final Four, and I guess the rest will be unknown. But hopefully next season nothing comes up for me, and I can go and battle for another championship.
Yes, sir. Well, Nate, it's been an awesome race from you tonight. Awesome season so far. If you've got any final words, man, final thoughts or anything before we let you get out of here, buddy, we'll go ahead and let you go. And, heck yeah, congratulations on making your way into the championship, man.
Yeah, first and foremost, got to thank you guys for broadcasting this. Without you, my family wouldn't have anything to watch. Thanks to Jason for running this. I know we got into some trouble tonight. And but thanks to the sponsors. LNS Customs, ButtKicker, Kinder Motorsports. I miss John. Don't know where he's been lately, but great guy. And but my number one thanks has to go out to Doug Neal. The dude just flew me down to Atlanta, had VIP passes in with the Cup drivers, Xfinity drivers, truck drivers all day Saturday. Met like every Cup driver you could think of. Great experience. Flew me back home, safe and sound. And big shout out to Simbox. If you need a button box, just hit up Simbox PC on Facebook.
Oh, heck yeah, man. It's awesome here. I knew you guys went down there. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, man. And hey, it's been awesome to see you here tonight and have a word with you, Nate. We'll hopefully maybe see you next week. We'll see about that. But congratulations on tonight, man. And hopefully we'll talk to you going forward in the future.
Have a good week, guys. And if I don't talk to you, I'll see you next season.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, guys.
Man. You too as well.
Thank
you. Oh, cut him out. Gonna go ahead and bring up Bryce Hunter, our third place finisher here tonight. Bryce Hunter, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got yourself into the championship, man. How are you feeling going into next week? And again, congratulations fighting through all the adversity this season.
Man, I really don't know where to start. It's one of those things where, you've been through so much adversity in your life and you finally get something that you've been working for 3 seasons, whatever. And I know my grandma will be proud that I'm racing for a championship. It sucks to happen the season after she passed, but I know she's still watching. So this last race is dedicated to her, and we'll go in Charlotte and we will contend for a win here. I'm not going to go easy on any of these guys. Charlotte's easy, one of my best mile and a halves. So I'm looking forward to it. 200 laps is a long race. It's about nutrition, not about how fast you really are. So more of an endurance race, and I'm looking forward to it all. And it was overall a good race. And unfortunately, I didn't have the pace to take with Robbie and Nathan. But the goal was to just finish the race today and start, go start to finish. And I knew I'd get locked in. So overall, it's been a good day, and look forward to next week.
Heck yeah, man. We're really proud of you, Bryce, up here in the booth, man. We say that about a lot of you guys. I mean it. We sit and watch you guys every week, and we feel for y'all. We know what it's like as a driver to go through all the mess and adversity, and we know you've had the personal adversity that you've had to deal with, and everything that's went on in that non-cockpit and just at the non-camp. We understand it. It can be difficult to keep that head straight, man. And you came back from a little bit of a lackluster start on the season, and in the most toxic way I should say that.
No, you're 100% right. It was
a little bit. Yeah, it was just, you didn't seem like you were performing at your best. And then all of a sudden, man, you pick up a win. It was Mid-Ohio, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it was Mid-Ohio. And then you picked up another win, and you looked you've looked stronger and stronger as you've gotten through the season, man. 3rd place tonight. And like you said, you're going to race now at Charlotte, one of your best mile and a halves. And you also said that, hey, nobody is taking it, or nobody's getting it taken light to them next week. I'm excited to see, man. I'm excited, Bryce. That's I'm very not only proud of you as a driver to driver, but man, I got to say it's awesome to see you fight through all the adversity and everything you've had go on, man. And just keep that head up and keep digging. A lot of drivers get slowed down by that, and you've been able to fight through it.
Yeah, it's amazing what there's a will, there's a way, and that's kind of something that I took to heart when it comes to this. Because beginning of the league, you're right, I wasn't very competitive and finishing bad. I had a couple of DNFs started the season, and if I finished a race, it was either mid pack or back of the pack. But I wasn't practicing then, and due to a situation. And now that I'm out of that situation, I'm able to practice more and able to put time in where I needed to, and it's definitely improved my racing and got me a lot faster. And there's a couple guys out there that have coached me along the way, especially my first season, taught me a lot. John Kinder and Matt Grenier. So it's racing for everyone here. It's not just racing for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, and yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we'll get it done.
Heck yeah, man. We're excited to see the non-camp keep fighting, man. We know it's been an up and down battle for you and a roller coaster all season and pretty much all year long for you. And man, we're excited, very, very excited to see you go race next week at Charlotte. Bryce, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get out of here tonight, buddy, go ahead and throw them out there and we'll let you get on your way, man.
I appreciate it, guys. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Team C Lawn Landscaping and Eric's Carpet Care. I'd like to thank Jason for running this league. Like I said, I heard Mowrer saying this too. Man, I just wish people would race in this. We finish out the season. I want as much people as we can on the track next week. As much as I like racing the same 6 people, I do like having big fields and having to navigate through lap traffic and using that aspect as the racing too. Hopefully Jason comes up with something next year to keep people in this division, because the Xfinity cars, people don't like them. I don't know why. I love them. They're fun to drive, but I'm excited to see the future of this league. And yeah, I'd like to thank you guys as well for broadcasting us every week, and I'll see you guys next week.
Heck yeah, Bryce. We appreciate the kind words, man. And, hey, we're excited to see you guys go race at Charlotte, and hopefully we'll be having a word with you in Victory Lane, man. And good luck next week in the championship 4.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you, man. Hopefully we're not only saying that bias to Bryce Hunter, but you know what I mean? Just hopefully we'll be talking all those Final Fours and hopefully one of them. Obviously it's only going to be one of them, clearly, but you know what I mean? You got to wish all these drivers good luck, man. All of them are very, very talented. Personally, like we said, we've raced with some of them. We've, sat and had personal conversations with multiple of them. It's just one of those things that on a level at the end of the day, once you get out of that sim, you realize that it's just a human behind that wheel, man. It might be, a virtual car or whatever, but you've got actual racers that are putting their time and dedication into it. And that's what we appreciate is, those drivers that are fighting back, drivers like Bryce Hunter through adversity. But other than that, just going to say a big thank you to LNS Customs, ButtKicker, Kinder Performance Group, and Barber Ford Motorsports for being awesome partners and just doing everything they can for the league. It's, we really wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. We really wouldn't be able to do it without Jason Collins as well, who sets it all up for us. We're going to go racing tomorrow night one more final time here at Martinsville for the Cup Series to set our Final Four, and we will go at championship racing then next week. But you're not going to want to miss tomorrow night. Cup Series at Martinsville. Tensions are high between some drivers, and it is going to be crazy. But this is going to be a final sign-off from Chris and Josh here in the booth, saying if you're on that YouTube, hit that notification bell or hit that subscribe button so you get notifications, or hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live. Goodness gracious, I had a stroke right there. And if you're on Facebook, hit that like button, share us out, send us in Messenger to some friends, let them know about, the awesome package we have over here on Bluegrass. If you got some drivers too, let them know. They can definitely get into some Xfinity cars, I'm sure, next season. But hey, other than that, just want to say a thank you to everyone once again. And Chris and Josh saying good night, and we'll see you here tomorrow night, Martinsville, for the Cup Series.